Talk about death by chocolate. This tart uses 5 slabs of chocolate in the filling alone. Hi, I'm Astrid from the Sweet Rebellion, and today we're going to be making a chocolate ganache tart. For this recipe you will need 225 grams of Oreos, 75 grams of melted butter, 300 ml of cream, 250 grams of milk chocolates, 250 grams of dark chocolates, 2 tablespoons of butter, teaspoon of vanilla essence, 1 tablespoon of icing sugar, and 375 ml of cream. Before we start making the tart, I'm just going to blitz up the milk and dark chocolate in the food processor. So once you've got your chocolate nice and finely chopped like this, you can just place it in a bowl and set it aside for your filling later. Now we're ready to make our base. To do that, we need to finely process our Oreo cookies. And the reason I did the chocolate first is that I don't need to clean out my food processor now. I can just add the cookies and blitz. Next, we're going to add our 75 grams of melted butter. You can use any chocolate cookie that you like for the base. You don't have to use Oreos. Just remember that if your cookie doesn't have a cream filling or a chocolate filling, that you'll need to increase your butter to 100 grams. We're just going to press our cookie mixture into our tin now. I love to use loose bottom tins because it makes it so much easier to remove the tart later on. This one is a 23 centimeter diameter tin. I'm going to use the back of a tablespoon to press my cookie base nice and firmly into the tin, and then to finish it off, I like to use a small measuring cup. Once you've pressed your base nice and firmly into the tin, we're just going to bake it at 180 degrees for 5 minutes. Now you don't have to do this step, but I really find that it adds such a nice flavor to the base when I make this dish. You can use any chocolate you like to make this tart, but I find that the perfect balance is to use 50% milk chocolate and 50% dark chocolate, so 250 grams of each. Because chocolate is such a prominent ingredient in this tart, it really pays to use the best quality chocolate that you can, because you will be able to taste the difference. So we've already got our chocolate nice and finely chopped over here. So the next step to make our filling is to heat our 300 ml of cream and 2 tablespoons of butter in a saucepan. Once the cream starts to form little bubbles around the edges of the saucepan, then you know that it's ready. There are 2 secrets to making a beautiful silky smooth ganache. The first is to chop up your chocolate really nice and finely, which you've already seen me do. The second is to always allow your mixture to stand before stirring it. So after you've poured your hot cream over the chocolate, give it at least a minute to stand before stirring it. This is to allow the chocolate to warm through so that you don't have any lumps of unmelted chocolate. So that's your ganache, nice and easy. I always like to pass my ganache through a sieve just to make sure that it's extra silky smooth. Now we're going to add our ganache to our base and refrigerate it for 3 to 4 hours. And into the fridge it goes. We're going to top our tart with a chantilly cream, which is basically just a fancy name for a sweetened whipped cream. So I'm going to start by just whipping the cream on its own, and then after it reaches soft peak stage, I'll add my icing sugar and vanilla essence. Once you've made your chantilly cream, you can either just dollop it on top of your ganache and serve it like that, or if you're feeling a little bit extra, you could pipe it on and make it look super pretty. It's best to add the cream to your tart just before you're ready to serve. I'm feeling a little bit fancy today, so I'm going to use a piping bag to pipe my cream onto the tart. If you want to know how best to fill a piping bag, go back and watch my first video on rainbow swirl cupcakes. You can use any nozzle you like, but I'm just going to use a piping bag fitted with a plain round nozzle like this. To finish off our chocolate ganache tart, I'm going to pipe some kisses of chantilly cream. And there you have it, my silky chocolate ganache tart. When you're ready to serve, you could either leave it just as is, decorate it with some chocolate curls, or what I'm going to do today is just dust over some cocoa powder. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share with a friend.